What's up, everyone?
We are live. It's Tuesday. How you doing, my friend?
I'm all good. What's going on with you, miss?
Same thing. It's the end of summer. If
Yes,
anyone's ever been to New York City and the surrounding areas during the summer, it is wild in the streets here in the summertime. It's the best. There's
hmm
something going on in the city, in the boroughs, in the suburbs, all the parks, all the beaches, all the pools, all the lakes. There's stuff going on every single day. And then it stops.
yes, yes. But it's also coming up on my time of the year. I love fall. I love the
Yeah.
fall. Not too hot, not too cold. This is my weather, so I'm good with that 100%.
And what happens in fall? Cuffing season.
Yes, yes. And that's the subject today.
Yes. And the
Cuffing.
whole thing, yeah. What were you going to say?
I'm saying cuffing season is beautiful.
Yeah. But then what happens? How do you know if it's like a cuffing season thing that has an expiration date or it's real?
Well, I don't know if we're gonna have a expiration date, but cuffing season is is pretty good. You got to figure out what's going on, and you take it from there. I guess you figure out who you're into, what do you want. It's a lot to look at and a lot to figure out. I believe.
Because like all summer, you got an online dating profile going and crickets.
Yes.
Then like third week of August, your phone just starts lighting up and you got like message from Joe on OK Cupid, message from Steve on Hinge, message from Jeff on Plenty of Fish, message from whatever Greg on Coffee Meets Bagel, and it's like, how long have you been on the site? Oh, a while. Okay, why is it? I mean, it's not really rocket science. Why is it that all of a sudden people want to be in a relationship? And what does that say about you when you only want to be in a relationship when the weather isn't good to run around outside?
Well, I think what it is like when it's that nice, everybody want to be out and they want a multi date. And I guess when it gets cooler or cold, rather, people just want that one person. I'm not sure though.
Nah, I think you're right. I think you're right. And I think it's about your interests.
Right. It's about what people are really looking for sometimes. I think that's what it is. I'm not going to say I'm sure that's what it is, but I think people are. It depends on what, like I said, what people want. Not necessarily how they're looking at things or how they're informed, but what they think they want, what they perceive they want, and they take it from there.
Well, I know for a fact that almost every relationship I ever got into was like that early mid fall kind of a thing.
Uh huh.
because then you have like a few months to get to know somebody.
Yeah, that's true.
But how do you know? Like, what do you look for?
Well, with me, I'm all over the place with it. I was talking to one of my friends about that earlier, and I said my thing is it's not even about looks or anything like that. My biggest thing is a person's personality. Yeah, I want a good looking woman, but I also want someone with an excellent personality.
Yeah, you want good energy. I think especially when you're a little bit older, you want someone
Yes.
with like good energy. Because if you're gonna go for hotness, when you're like over 40, if you're gonna go for hotness, you're gonna might end up with someone who's very vain.
But
Very
see, I tell people all the time, hotness is a good thing, right?
yeah.
But a person could be hot, and as soon as they open up their mouth, I'm cooled off because I don't like the way they conduct themselves. I don't. It's just I don't know. It's something about the situation that I'm like the vibe isn't there, and I always tell people like I know some gorgeous women, but the attitude behind it doesn't match the looks. So you could be the most gorgeous person, but if you're nasty to people, if you treat people like shit, it don't matter how gorgeous you are.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Like 15 years ago, I dated somebody for like over 2 years. And I'm not even exaggerating. He was fine as fuck. But you really thought that that was like like that gave him some sway. Like you should be doing the things that I tell you to do because I'm fine as fuck and you're not going to find somebody better.
Oh, he was on one of those type people,
Yeah. And
and,
then, yeah, he was just
and
too much of a handful.
and that's a turn off right there. That
Yeah.
just automatically turns me off because I'm like, all right, I understand you're a nice looking person or whatever, but you're a shitty person. So you could be a good looking person with a shitty outlook. It just nah. I'd rather not deal with you. I'd rather deal with a person that's just average or above average, but a good person, down to earth, knows how to treat people, respect people. Like it's a lot to it. So and then with the cuffing season and all that, it also depends on what you're looking for, what you're looking to do. Because if
Keep it honest.
right, if you're looking for a fling, if you're looking for something serious, I always tell people have the conversation, let people know what you're about, let them know like what you're looking to do or how you're looking to deal, and you take it from there. I don't want to waste no one's time
Yeah.
because
I
time is
don't want my time wasted anymore.
right. Time is something you can never get back. So the whole thing is this about like just having that conversation, being real, seeing if you guys have anything in common, then you take it from there. And you break down what you want. Like I said, if you just want a physical quick fling, or if you're looking for something serious, long term, no matter what you're looking for, keep it real, deal with the situation, and take it from there. That's it.
Yeah, my thing right now, anybody that I talk to, they're kind of like, oh, do you watch football? We have discussed it many times on this program. I watch football like a dude. And
Right.
you think that I'm going to go over to your house and wear an oversized football jersey and a pair of underwear and you can dumb down the game and
Hi.
spit it out to me, you are so wrong. I probably know more about the NFL than you do. It's not an empty promise, it's probably a challenge. And I'm not going to do that. And if you're like, oh no, I like to, order a pizza and watch the game at home. No, I'll be at a sports bar with my girls eating chicken wings like
Hi.
we're supposed to be doing.
And that's what it's about. Like sometimes people make things more than it has to be, or people don't respect the totality of the situation. Like as a guy that if I was dating you and I understood like you're a lady that's really into the football and stuff like that, I would never come at you like you don't know what you're doing or you don't know what you're talking about because due to the fact that you're into it, I know that you understand the game. So so I'm going to treat you accordingly. And then I'm going to be like, all right, let's go to a bar. If we're not at home watching it, let's go to a bar, have some drink, eat, and just watch the game and have fun.
And
And
also, if somebody during cuffing season is telling me that they've not watched the NFL for the last X amount of years because they don't believe that Colin Kaepernick had the right to take a knee, please take a seat at the bar and wait for someone to come find you.
well,
'Cause
that'll be someone that's not for you.
no, that is not the person for me.
Right. That'll
That
be
is someone,
someone that's not for you.
that is someone who is so not for me. And it's like, oh yeah, but we could watch hockey. By the time we get to hockey season, I won't like you. There is nothing that you could do to my mind, body, or soul that will make me like you. If
And
you
you
don't
know how
understand, hmm,
many of those conversations I had with people, and it got to the point where I
I'm
was like,
simply
it
doing
don't
what
even
you did.
matter.
Yeah. It's like, did you ever think about that being like a peaceful resistance?
Right. And people who
Or
make
the
it out,
flag? It
oh,
was about the 400 years before the damn flag?
people make it out, oh, you hate your country, this and that. And I'm
No.
like, it's not even about that. But I'm one of those people, I'm not going to debate with nobody about it. I'm not going to go back and forth. If you don't understand and you really don't want to take the time to understand, you're not even worth my time talking and going through the motions with you. So that's it. But I mean, but what you're saying is so Barbara, and that's what's up. A person would have to understand this is your stance, and if we can't, we don't have to agree about everything.
But you have
But
to
if,
understand that I'm a social worker.
right,
I stand up for people. It's my job. I don't have to look at you. I see you. Like, and it's like, oh, I don't see color. Why? Are you blind?
right,
That's the stupidest expression ever.
right.
I don't see color.
But even with that, Barbara, I've told people many of times. Like I have friends who are white that tell me all the time, "Well, you know I'm not racist." And I say, "Listen, just because you're not racist doesn't mean you're not prejudiced. Everybody has prejudice in them. I have prejudice in me. Everyone, all it is you're prejudging. You can look at somebody and just judge them from what you see before you know who they are. And this is what I tell people, like everybody has their prejudices. And that stuff people have to talk out. So when you're looking for someone you want to cuff up, when you're looking for someone you want to have any type of relationship with, you have to sit down and see if this is a person you can actually hold a conversation with.
Yeah. That's like
Because
the biggest thing. Because
right,
I I don't care about your level of education. What I do care about during cuffing season is that you respect mine.
hmm
Don't tell me that like you don't need a degree to know this, that, or the other thing. That's cool. That's on you. But I have a degree. It was a lot of hard work and a lot of money. I have 3 degrees.
hmm
When I speak, I'm not playing. I know shit. I need the kind of, and this was a big problem in like relationships that I had in the past. And surprisingly enough, it wasn't really a problem in my marriage because he knew how smart I was.
yeah.
So shockingly enough, he was kind of like, at one time when we were very young, like in our 20s, he was like, really, as he put it, he goes, I love the fact that you're like a real intelligent piece of ass. And I was, "Oh, okay.
That is kind
No,
of sexy though. For some of us guys, we like that. Like we like an intelligent woman that could also be sexy as fuck. So that is a
at the
turn
time
on.
I took it like that. Now I think if somebody that was age appropriate for me now said it to me, I'd be like, bruh, no.
But that's exactly what it is. I I love an intelligent woman. I love a woman that can have a conversation, but could also be a little naughty. You see what I'm saying? So
Oh yeah, no, it's ideally
right,
good woman, bad girl, bad boy, good man.
right.
That's it's the yin and the yang. It's
But
so all right, Jeff from Baldwin. Um, do you have one of the following? Do you have a guitar? Do you have a motorcycle? Do you have a boat? And it's like, 'cause I want somebody who's like got some adventure in their life. And it's not really necessarily about like the things, but I want somebody who knows how to have a good time. And those are generally requisites. Like if you don't, but you're really cool and we align in other ways, that's fine too. But yeah, it kind of does put you a little bit higher on the food chain.
and see with all that, like I also tell people, you have to understand what you're getting into, who you're dealing with, and things of that nature. Like I have a friend that feels if they go on vacation with someone, they have to do all sorts of excursions. They have to go out and eat and do everything. Then I have another friend that's like, if she goes on vacation, she don't mind just chilling on the beach or just chilling by the pool because she's on a vacation to relax. So one person thinks doing stuff like that is super boring. Another person is like, yo, this is all I want to do. I'm good. You have to understand what you want and the type of person you want to hang out with.
Yeah.
And
No,
that goes a long way.
now I think one of the first questions I ask people is, do you like to dance? Do you go places and get up and dance?
hmm
'Cause I missed it so bad when I was with someone who didn't. Like I missed it. There were so many opportunities to just pass me by, and it hurt my heart. And it was not their fault because I never asked until like I already had feelings for them in other areas.
Mm-hmm.
But like I come from people who dance. My dad is 84 years old. And I am telling you, if he is at an event, he will introduce himself to the DJ and offer to buy the DJ a drink.
Mm-hmm.
Because he wants to know that the music is going to keep on going. And he'll like, yeah, he's a little out of control for an 84-year-old, but like he'll ask the DJ too. He's like, if the party doesn't end, if the party is not over by this time, how much would you charge me for another hour?
That's enjoying life and having fun. And
Yeah,
I'm one of those people, I don't mind getting up and dancing and having a good time. Like I remember I was dating a Spanish lady back like a few years ago, and we went out and we were at a Spanish club, and the bachata came on and
that's the
everything,
best.
and I got up and the people in there was like, "Oh shit, this Moreno," and I was like, "Don't let it fool you."
Don't
Like
let it fool you.
rhythm is rhythm. Like they was like, "Oh wow, you could dance bachata, you could dance merengue." I was like, "Yeah, why not?" But you have to know, like I said, what you're getting into and who you dealing with, because then I have dated young ladies that they go out, we're in a spot, all they want to do, sit down, listen to the music, have some drinks, and there's nothing wrong with that either. If that's how you get down, that's how you get down.
Right.
Everybody's not a great dancer. Everybody's not into like dancing and stuff like that. So if your thing is just sitting back, relaxing, unwinding, I'm cool with that too. I'm a funny guy. I am a chameleon. I could mix in with whatever. So if you're a person that we're out and we're on vacation and you want to get into everything, all right, I could get into everything. If you're that person that when we're out, you just want to relax and chill and cuddle up and read a book or whatever, we can do that also. So it's funny, like I'm cool with whatever. As long as I'm with the right person and the vibe is good and we're having a good time together, it doesn't matter what we're doing.
Well,
And that
that's very true. When it's good, you got no worries.
right,
It's like you just roll with it and it's good and it's like funny and it's sexy and it's cool. But it's having these things in common, like dancing and reading and sports and TV and appreciating each other's family and kids and things like that. Those
right.
are the things that hold you up when it gets tough. So even though it's kind of like, you know, we're at cuffing season and probably going to end up in it, the very least, a situationship.
Uh-huh.
But if you want something real, you got to take these things into, like, take them into account. Take into account that, like, when the going gets tough, what will help you return to your happiness?
That's true.
Yeah. Because when it's cuffing season, and then when it's dead of winter, you want somebody who's like cool sitting on the couch watching sports and movies and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But then if you wanted to go like around a year, are they going to want to go with you to like see bands and like the outdoor venues? Or
Mm-hmm.
they want to go to the beach? I can't I can't use a swimming pool. So I definitely need to find somebody who's not going to be like, well, I could go to the pool, but I don't like the beach. I don't like the sand. I'm SOL. I cannot be in a chlorinated pool.
Oh, okay.
That's it. So
So,
then there I am, like the warm weather comes. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about being stuck on days like that.
but see now, like a situation like that to me, that also goes with a compromise. Like just because you go to the beach, that doesn't mean you got to get in the water. You could just get you a nice little spot, pull out the big umbrella, get under there, hang out. And if you want to go in the water, I'll watch you. Go ahead, go have fun. I'll be right here waiting, hanging out for you. It's nothing wrong with that. Like people got to learn to compromise. People also have to learn it's not all about you all the time, especially if you're dating, trying to get to know someone. You have to take your time to get everything across and figure out, like, all right, this is what we both like, this is what I like, this is what I don't like, and you take it from there. Like even in cuffing season, it comes down also when you're talking about getting intimate. What do you expect from yourself? What do you expect from this person? How do you see things? What are you into? What are you not into? Like that's
Are
very
we yeah.
important.
Are we gonna are we just gonna have sex, or are we gonna start to develop intimacy?
Right.
And then what does that look like? Because a lot of times you got one person that's having sex and the other person who's trying to cultivate intimacy and does not understand why it's not going well.
And that's because they didn't have that conversation.
No. Me myself, I am very bad at asking the hard questions. I'm like, let's just let's just roll with it.
But when do you think it's time to ask the hard questions?
Mm, I don't know.
See me,
I don't know. I'm a relationship podcast. I don't know when it's a good time to ask the hard questions.
to me, it's a good time to ask the hard questions 4 to 5 months in.
Okay.
Because if you're going 4 to 5 months, you're putting time into someone now. It's not just a fling after 4 to 5 months to me.
No, no. 4 to 5 months is not a fling. And basically, if I'm dating somebody, if it lasts that long, it goes into years.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So at that fourth month, I'm like, all right, so we've been seeing each other for a while now. I like you. I'm enjoying our time. Where do you want this to go? What are you looking for? Are we? Do you want exclusivity? What's going on? That's the time to me that you come with those questions.
Yeah.
So, like I said, 4 to 5 months. That's not too soon, and I'm not waiting longer than that because, like I said, time you could never get time back. So if we already hit 4 to 5 months, I want to know what's up because I don't want to waste my time or that person's time. I'm trying to figure it out. They're trying to figure it out, and we'll see where things are going. And that's to me the right time to figure out everything and discuss the do's, the don'ts, the wills, the won'ts, whatever we want, however we want to go about it. That's that right time at that moment.
This is one other thing that it's really important to think about when you like have that conversation. If you feel like you are dragging the person into the next phase of the relationship,
Mm-hmm.
don't
Don't do it.
don't do it. Do not do it.
I
If you
agree.
have to drag them into the next phase of the relationship, go. Goodbye. See
I
ya.
agree with you 100% on that, Barbara.
Yeah. Because we've all done it. Like, got some reluctant person to be committed to what it is they believe that you want.
Right.
And then when you get to the next phase, you're going to have to drag them. And now you're more emotionally invested.
Right.
And
I'd rather break it off early than
yeah,
to get connected and emotionally invested, and then down the road, that person regrets and you have regrets. So I'd rather break it off before than to go through all that and it just doesn't it just doesn't connect.
and at the 5-month mark, if you tell the person that you don't want to be in a relationship that's not going to lead to marriage, and they're like, I don't know if I want to get married, you need to pack your toothbrush and get out of their space.
Step away.
Step away, walk away, because it's not going to change. And the first rule of cuffing season is if the person's not wearing diapers, you cannot change them.
That's a good one.
Period. End of discussion.
And people will tell you, well, that might be a little early to talk about marriage and this. No, it's not.
You're not proposing.
Right. That's
You're
my
just
point.
seeing
You're not supposed.
if it is on the table.
You're to me. You're just setting a standard and
Yeah.
you're telling people what you're looking for, and it's nothing wrong with that. I'm not telling you on the first couple of dates. I'm looking for marriage.
No, then
By,
you cook bananas.
right, but by the fifth month, if I'm feeling you, and I'm thinking to myself, this is someone that I could see having a future with. I could see sharing life with. Now I'm telling you, all right, this is what I'm looking for. I'm not playing around. I want to have a serious relationship. I want to deal with one person and one person alone. If that person is telling you, well, I don't know how I feel, nope, bye. All right, I'm going. Unless, unless all you care about now is the sex and you just want to have a nice fun time. But even in a situation like that, to me, if you're feeling a person and you're getting connected and you're having sex, it just makes it worse.
Yeah. Because sex is great. Don't get me wrong. It's, if you say that the lasagna is better than sex, then you're doing it wrong. But it's also like the older you get, your muscle memory doesn't bounce back. It's
Mhm.
like a quick bang in the bar bathroom is really cool when you're 25. It's wildly sad when you're in your 50s.
100%.
Who you are. You tell me different, whatever.
Let me tell you the only thing I would say different with that. If you're my woman and we're out,
You're not having sex in a bathroom.
huh?
You're not having sex in a bathroom.
Right. Like, nah, we've been there and did that. So It's nothing really super exciting about that at this point of life. Now, if you just want some excitement or whatever, yeah, it's different things we could do. But I just look at it a little different at this stage of life.
Yeah, and there's nothing at any age you are, there's never a bad day to expand your kink
Right, right.
because you never know. Like, and don't ever believe that you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Old dogs are dying to know some new tricks.
100%.
But you just don't have the emotional stamina to feel used anymore.
Right, and you don't want the BS.
Yeah. Like I got my as do you. I got my own everything.
That's it.
I got
But
my own everything. I'm like me and my girl the other day, we're just wandering around in the city looking at bags. And if one of us or either of us or both of us saw a bag that was any way in like three digits, maybe low fours, and it was what we wanted, we would have bought it. Like I know what I'm doing with my life.
right.
And so do most of my friends. Like we don't have to think real hard about it. We're on our way, we're on the path, we got a plan.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
No, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, but it does change the dynamic. Like I got a life. I don't need at this point, I don't need a man to come in and help me make a life.
Hmm.
I want to find somebody who can help me plan a future.
But there's also people, this part is funny to me.
Yeah.
There's people that's older in life,
Yeah.
and they didn't experience certain things where they were younger. So now they want to do all the wild shit they never did when they were young. So is that
I get
something?
that because I was somebody's mom when I was 17.
Right.
I missed out on things, whether I want to say that I did or I didn't, but I definitely did.
And I could understand that. But like at my age right now, I'll definitely say there's certain things like I will respect that a woman, if she missed out on certain things and doing certain things. But then there's me. Like there's certain things that I'm not going to tolerate in a relationship at this point in life. So if that's what you're looking for, if you want to if you want to do the wild stuff, that's you can't do that like right now. So I have to switch it up. Pardon me. Like I said, I'm doing the podcast from my phone today, and somebody actually called me. That's what that was.
No, and I get it. And I'm really glad that you were able to join us on your phone. But yeah, there's got to be a happy medium because I do kind of have FOMO. I didn't get to do some of the things I wanted to do when I was young.
Uh huh.
But also, I don't want to like I don't want to look like, I don't want to look like that old lady that's trying too hard.
That's my point.
Yeah.
I never want to be the old guy trying to look like I'm in my early 20s at 50 something. No.
No,
That's the corniest, weakest look to me ever.
exactly. Why are you going to do that to yourself? What's the whole point of that?
Hmm. I've been there and did that. I don't have to. I like it drives me crazy when I run into people that constantly talk about what they did in high school. I'm
Yeah,
like, you're
that was like
45,
20
50
years.
years old. Why are you still stuck in your high school days?
Yeah,
That was then. I understand that was some of the best times of your life, but find new, better times now.
yeah. And I know for a fact that my high school years are not anything I want to live over. I was I was absolutely like the weird girl that I
I
had
month.
a very short list of friends.
Uh-huh.
I cut class a lot. I dropped out of high school. I got pregnant from my first boyfriend really quick. Like like with the speed that could only happen to someone who was like chronically misinformed about what the consequences would be.
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't do it over again if they told me I was going to be a billionaire if I did it over again. Like I just wouldn't. It was awful.
My high school experience was pretty good. I was a popular kid. I I got along with like 90% of the people, but I still wouldn't want to go back. Like that was high school. I'm not stuck in the past. Like let's move on. All right, you embrace what happened. You embrace what you went through, but move on with it. Like you can never go back. And it drives me crazy when I see grown-ups that are stuck in what they did in the past or who they dated in the past. Like who I dated in the past, some of them I still converse, not on a consistent, not really consistently, but if we see one another, how you doing, and I keep it moving. I've never been one of those people that's like, oh, when I was 17, no, that was then, this is now. Let's focus on what we're doing, what we're going to do, and keep it pushing. And to me, that's healthier than constantly thinking about what you did in 1985. Like, nah.
Exactly. Well, like many years ago, like 30 years ago, I worked with a woman and she was okay looking. I mean, she was not unattractive, but apparently she was really pretty in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and she would bring in pictures of herself like, but I used to be really pretty. Why are you focused on that?
Right.
Like now, I mean, she was a single mom of like a really nice little kid who really thought that she was like awesome and couldn't wait to hang out with her and, come into the office on the days when you could bring your kids. Like she had a good life. She had like really devoted parents and she was cool with the ex. Like, but you couldn't explain to her that what she had now was probably more important than physical beauty. And I'm also kind of grateful that I wasn't extremely pretty. Like, I wasn't homecoming queen thing. Because when I did date the guy that was hot, like really attractive, he was a model and an actor.
Mm-hmm.
Man, he had so many issues around like his personal appearance and vanity and body image. It
Yeah,
was like, you don't have to, like, you don't have to work out today. You can, we know, I know you had pizza on Thursday, but why don't we just order a pizza? Like, it's not your day to eat carbohydrates because you might have an audition. Like, that's no way to live. He also had a day job where he made perfectly fine money. Like, sometimes you need to let go of who you were to become who you're supposed to be.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. And like for me, I was like the bottom basement zero person in high school. So I was like really glad that every up was an actual up.
Well, like I said, it was so funny and weird with me in high school because I was that kid that was like right down the middle. Like I had all sorts of friends. I had friends from both sides of the tracks. I had the thugged out friends. Then I had the super nerd friends that were book smart, that did everything they were supposed to do. So I was right down the middle. And like I said, I got along with everybody. It was cool, but I understood like that was then, this is now. And I always been a very inquisitive person. Even in high school, I'm thinking about nuclear wars and stuff like that. My friends will be like, "You're fucking weird," but I'm like, in those times we were talking about Russia and America fighting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So those were the things that I would think about. So, but like I tell people, that was then. Like I got friends that, like I have a homegirl that was like, "Yo, I had a kid. I had my kid young. I didn't do certain things. I never I didn't date a lot of guys at that time. And you're in your 50s and now you want to go through a whole phase? Like, are you insane? Like, no. Like, you gotta understand.
Yeah.
But let me say, if that's what a person wants, I can't hold it against them. Only thing I can say is I can't participate in that.
It's not where you're at.
Right.
It's not where you're at. And actually that subject is like the primary topic of my comedy sets when I do comedy.
Mm-hmm.
That like I did everything backwards.
Huh.
That I'm still like, I mean, I'm doing this podcast. I host Work of Art Wednesdays. I do stand up. These are things that the opportunity of being like a teenage mom did not afford me.
Right.
And I think one of the things in high school was I did community theater starting from when I was a little kid. So when I get in high school, I'm like, I've been doing community theater for several years. And the drama teacher was like, sit in the third row.
Huh.
I was like, but I'm already an actress. And he was like, sit in the third row. And I was like, I don't want to do the soliloquy that you gave me. I think I'm ready for Shakespeare.
Huh.
He's like, sit your ass in the third row.
Mm-hmm.
And I could not, like, I was completely unteachable.
And that says a lot at that point.
Yeah, completely unteachable. And I was like, no, I don't want to audition for the chorus. I want to audition for the lead. I wasn't going to get the lead. Like, I wasn't. They were going to give it to somebody who, like, came up in that area.
Mm-hmm.
And you never know.
Right.
So I don't, yeah. So I definitely do not carry around my high school experiences like, oh, look at how well that went, because it didn't go well.
And people have to understand, like, even at this point during cuffing season, you got to understand what you're trying to cuff and what you're trying to, and
Yeah.
who you're dealing with and what they expect from you and what you expect. Like I said, I had a young lady tell me, well, I'm at the point, I never did this when I was younger. I would like to watch you and another woman. But
Yeah.
that's her thing. Now, do you hold that against that person? Because I was like,
No, I also get like, can you send me a nude? Bruh, I'm 60 years old. I'm really cute for 60, but not send you a nude cute. And anyway, thank you, Jackie, for tuning in. This is my cousin Jackie, who I love very much.
okay.
It's sad
Hello,
that
Jackie.
people are stuck in the past because they're not happy with their life now. And we went to the same big, gigantic, 10 block long, like quarter-mile deep suburban high school in New Jersey.
Hmm.
It sucked on the daily. Ugh. And I'm sorry. The drama teacher in question is probably gone from the earth now because he was pretty old then. And he was really not nice. And his productions did not have like a whole lot of production value for a high school of that size,
Hmm.
that kind of budget. Because like their football team was always in the state championship. So you know like they made bank off of that.
Right.
Just saying. So yeah. And like Jackie lives her life. She's not stressing over like some stupid boy. And I don't mean like a 20-year-old, because there are still stupid boys who are like in their 50s and 60s. They're
Oh,
stupid
yes.
boys.
Yes. And that's the thing that I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
you still have grown-ups, real grown-ups in their 40s, 50s, 60s that still have childish mentalities. And is that something you're willing to deal with? If that's is that something you're willing to look past?
Yeah. Jackie has the same feelings as you. She did enjoy the high school years, but life is better now. And she's got a good life.
And you gotta, and it's nothing wrong with embracing what you had, but you definitely have to embrace what you have.
Yeah.
Because you can never go back. You was already there. Only thing you could do is move forward. And people gotta understand that. Like I
Happens.
said,
Yeah. When you meet someone who's older, the minute they start giving you like the whole I regret. I regret this, I regret that, I should have this, I should have that. My brother does this or my sister does that, and they are not actively trying to like change their life and attitude together for themselves.
hmm,
Pack it up, put
we all have regrets.
your book, and oh no, there's no, you don't get out of life without it. There's always something that like slipped through your hands, or you weren't quick enough to catch it, or an argument you had with one of your kids that you would take back 100 times.
Right. But you can't live in
You
that
can't live
moment.
there. You can't live there. If you find yourself if you find yourself living there, get help.
Right.
Yeah, read a self-help book, find a good therapist, find a group therapy. Every hospital has like a whole every big hospital, quite as it's kept, has a whole bunch of group therapy sessions going on every day. Usually on Saturday morning, they'll be all over the place. Like in the evenings or on weekend mornings, they'll be like OA, NA, Codependent Anonymous, AA, Al Anon, all of it. If you can't
Right.
afford therapy, that will do until you're ready to commit. And also, every university that has a social work program has sliding scale therapy available to everybody. Just
But
so
people have to understand, like, cuffing season is different for every person
yeah,
because we all want different things. We all see things differently. You just got to understand what you want, what you're willing to deal with, what you're willing to give and accept and take it from there. And my number one thing is be real with everyone you deal with. Be real and be honest.
yeah, yeah. No, definitely. Be honest. Tell them who you are. Don't like don't love somebody's potential. Love their reality,
That's right.
and don't stay with someone hoping that they will change because they love you. It's not going to happen.
People don't change unless they want to change.
And
And
it's not
most
gonna be about
people most people at my age range, we're set the way we're gonna be. We could
yep.
learn a little different. We could learn, we could adapt, but you are who you are.
Yeah, like maybe if I met somebody who never had Vietnamese food, I could encourage them to go into the city down on Grand Street and eat some really good Vietnamese food and be a convert.
Right.
But that's probably about it. I'm not going to teach you to dance. I'm not going to be able to like make you enjoy old blues music. I'm not going to make you get like excited about art. I think I'm going to have to find you come complete.
That's truth.
So, this cuffing season, which should be good for everyone, should be enjoyable and pleasurable and
I
sexy.
hope so.
Um, be mindful if you just want something to get you through the winter months or if you want to start something real. And always, always, always understand that it's a partnership. So what you need is equally important than what you're willing to give.
100% true.
And the other way around too.
But I look at it like you have to be
Willing.
to willing to embrace what your partner wants, and you have to be willing to try to understand where they're coming from, and vice versa. They have to try to understand you. They have to be willing to participate and understand where you're coming from. And that's the only way cuffing season works on any level.
Yep.
And that's how I see it. And that's why it's funny when Sean calls me Icebox, because I always told her it's not that I'm an icebox, it's just that the standards that I hold and the way I see things, and that's it. it's I just see things in a certain. At my age, I'm not going to play games because, like I always say, time is precious, and I'm not wasting time on no one, and I don't want no one to waste their time on me. So we'll take it from there.
Yeah, and Jackie's gonna get the last word. I think if you do what makes you happy, it'll invite people that are right for you.
A
So let's
hundred percent, Jackie.
put your beautiful energy out there on display and let it
Yes,
bring some beautiful, like cast the net of your beautiful energy, and it's gonna bring the right person to you.
100%. I agree. And as always, it was beautiful with you tonight. I look forward to speaking to everyone next Tuesday. Thank Miss Jackie for stopping in and spending time with us. And until we see next week, much love.
What? All right.
All right.
You all.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye bye.